Tonight we report on video released of the September 5th officer-involved shooting in Moses Lake and why the Quincy Valley Medical Center is forced to make cutbacks. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Ephrata drops a state playing game to Clarkston, and Moses Lake girls soccer has bounced out of the first round. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Our first significant low elevation snow can be possible as early as this Thursday. I'm Cristina Sanchez, and I'll have the details just ahead with your 7-day forecast.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on I-Fiber One News.
From the I-Fiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is I-Fiber One News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is I-Fiber One News, and it starts now.
The Grant County Prosecutor's Office has released video from the September 5th officer-involved shooting in Moses Lake. The shooting had previously been ruled justified. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
The Grant County Prosecutor's Office recently released footage of the September officer-involved shooting outside of Leprechaun Harvest Foods in Moses Lake. Prosecutor Angus Lee released a report late last month stating Roberto Escamilla Mendoza tried to hit an officer with his car before a Moses Lake police officer shot him on September 5th. Escamilla Mendoza was at the center of an investigation for allegedly selling methamphetamine. An informant reportedly arranged to meet Escamilla Mendoza in the parking lot as part of a police operation. The Moses Lake man is facing charges of possession with intent to deliver meth and attempted delivery of meth after officers allegedly found 5.7 pounds of the drug in his residence. For I-Fiber One News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Quincy Valley Medical Center is cutting expenses and re-evaluating services after voters rejected a levy designed to help alleviate the hospital's debt. The one-year property tax proposal was to help the hospital lower its debt to Grant County to less than $3 million. The hospital owes $3.5 million. The Hospital Board of Commissioners, executive team, and medical staff members will soon be offering short and long-term strategies to cut services to reduce the debt. Hospital Administrator Mehdi Merid stated there is no simple solution to the financial problems encountered by the hospital district. With disproportionate bad debt and charity care write-offs, Quincy Valley Medical Center is forced to consider the short-term strategy of cutbacks, he said. In addition to cutting expenses, the hospital district will continue to monitor the progress and make adjustments in its business office to increase revenues. While Moses Lake's financial future remains uncertain, the city is moving forward with its budget for next year. Reporter Cameron Probert has more information.
Moses Lake City Council approved the first reading of its $55 million budget Tuesday evening. The proposed 2015 budget is roughly $5 million less than last year's budget. The cuts include eliminating the city's marketing program, closing the Larson Recreation Center and ice rink, and stopping wage increases for the year. City Manager Joe Kavinsky said the city's financial position is the worst he's seen in 35 years. The city is facing a roughly $1 million deficit to its general fund and possibly will need to borrow money from other sections of the city's budget to cover it. The general fund pays for city police, fire, recreation, and administration. For I-Fiber One News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
A man is going to jail after he forced his way into a residence and threatening a woman with pepper spray. Joshua Bechtel, a 30-year-old Ephrata resident, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to burglary, assault, and theft. He was sentenced to 5 months in jail. Bechtel and his girlfriend were arguing in late April, and he left her residence. He returned and opened the deadbolt with a key he stole and forced a hook latch out of the wall to enter the residence. When the victim told him he needed to leave, Bechtel threatened her with a can of pepper spray, yelled at her, and forced her onto the bed. The victim was able to escape while Bechtel was looking for an item underneath the bed. Bechtel took several items, including the woman's dog, and left the residence. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
And we'll be back right after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Searching for that perfect place to settle down? Whether you're looking for an elegant single-story, spacious two-story, or a custom home on acreage, Aho Construction can aid your decision with a streamlined production process that saves time, money, and natural resources. Compare us to other builders and see for yourself what advantages you can get by choosing an Aho home. Our philosophy is that we do things right the first time around. Start planning your dream house today with Aho Construction. Call 509-766-1366.
Hi everyone, I'm Cristina Sanchez with your One News Weather Center, brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. We begin your forecast with our headlines. We do have a very cold week in place, and our first significant low elevation snow showers will be mainly to our south starting as early as tomorrow. We do have below average temperatures for most of us. We are between 15 and 20 degrees below normal high for this time of the year, and now we'll end the weekend with dry and cold conditions. This day we did start off the day into the upper teens. Normal low is in the low 30s. High temperature for today in the low 30s, when the average high is in the upper 40s here in Alpharetta. And Moses Lake, very similar conditions. Started off the day flirting with that 20-degree mark and high temperatures in the mid 30s, when the normal high is also in the upper 40s for this time of the year. And right now outside, your door current temperature is in the upper 20s. However, with the wind chill in place, temperatures do feel between 0 to 10 degrees throughout the overnight hours and even into the early hours of this Thursday. Now we do have increasing cloud coverage throughout the night of this Thursday and into Friday. However, the snow showers will mainly stay to our south into between the borderline of Oregon and our state. We do expect to stay dry here in our Columbia Basin and especially into inland Northwest. As far as high temperatures on Thursday afternoon, will stay in the low 40s along the coast and that slight chance of showers. We do expect to stay dry here in our Columbia Basin. The Yakima Valley may see a mix of snow and rain. Everything will mainly be to our south. Moses Lake, high temperature for this Thursday afternoon in the upper 30s. Alpharetta, mid 30s as the high with the wind chill in place. It's going to feel like we're in the upper teens, even into the low 20s. Now, as far as in our extended forecast, we do have high temperatures in the upper 30s for this Friday afternoon with mostly clear conditions. We do expect to stay pretty dry here in Alpharetta for this Thursday. Snow showers will mainly be to our south, so we don't expect to have accumulation here in our Columbia Basin, but the next chance of snow will come up by the middle of next week, by next Wednesday. High temperatures by then will be in the upper 30s. We do have very cold conditions continuing throughout this weekend. However, we do expect to stay pretty dry this Saturday and Sunday with high temperatures only in the low 30s, and temperatures will slightly increase into Monday and Tuesday, and that's whenever we have our next significant low elevation snow showers expected by the middle of next week with high temperatures in the upper 30s. And low temperatures for now will be in the mid to upper teens. This segment was brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. We'll be back with sports.
You don't need me to tell you that 4 and all-wheel drive time is on its way. But maybe you didn't know your local Toyota dealers are gearing up for the season with special savings on our top-selling 4 and all-wheel drive models. From tough Tundra trucks to our best-selling CUV RAV4 or Venza, the perfect blend of all-wheel drive with safety and style. Plus many others. The bottom line is exceptional 4 or all-wheel drive savings just in time for winter. For full details on these and other savings, visit any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Well, it was close, but no cigar again this year for Moses Lake girls soccer. The Chiefs suffered another gut-wrenching first-round state loss at Lions Field last night. It was the third year in a row the team has been knocked out on their home turf. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
It was a cold night in Moses Lake for the first round of state soccer. Two of the top 5 teams in the state were facing off, with Moses Lake hosting Issaquah. Issaquah struck first 14 minutes in with a goal from freshman Christy Johnson. Then things got physical as both teams were being very aggressive to the ball. Issaquah senior Devin Talley then gave the Eagles a 2-0 lead late in the second half. But the Chiefs rallied quickly as Alicia Overland found the back of the net with 10 minutes left to close the gap. A couple late chances almost snuck in for the Chiefs, but the Eagles were able to hold on and win this one 2-1. Issaquah moves on to the second round of state as the door closes on a great 2014 season for the Chiefs. For I-501 News, Sean Wells.
A.J. Davis threw for 243 yards and 3 scores, and Clarkston held off Ephrata 21-14 in a state play-in game. The Bantams jumped out to a 14-0 lead. The Tigers narrowed the gap 14-6 when Lloyd Burleson hooked up with Connor Martin from 7 yards out. Clarkston responded with a score to take a 21-6 lead into the locker room at the break. Ephrata's defense turned in a stellar second-half performance to keep Clarkston off the board and the game within reach. The Tigers' offense sputtered in the third quarter, with the team failing to post a score. Ephrata struck fear in the Bantams when Burleson scored on a 5-yard fourth-quarter run. Nick Loeby's 2-point conversion made it 21-14, but that was as close as the Tigers would get. Clarkston held on for the win and hosts Prosser in a first-round state game Saturday. Big Bend travels to Pasco tonight to take on Columbia Basin in NWAC volleyball action. The Vikings need a win and a Wenatchee loss, and that will land the teams in a tie for the last playoff spot. If that happens, Big Bend will travel to Wenatchee this weekend for a play-in game. The winner nails down the 4th and final seed from the East region. The 2 area volleyball teams are still alive in the postseason. Warden takes on Adna in a first-round 2B state match. Elmira Cooley Heartline matches up with Nassali in first-round 1B action. Both games are being played at the Sundome in Yakima Friday morning. We'll be right back after this.
Bud Clary Ford Honda is proud to be an automotive leader in our area. Since opening our doors over 54 years ago, we have kept a firm commitment to our customers. We offer a wide selection of vehicles and hope to make the car buying experience as quick and hassle-free as possible. You can trust that we will get you into the car or truck of your dreams. Bud Clary has an experienced and reliable service and parts department that is open extra hours to help fit our customers' hectic schedules. Come for a test drive today at 1200 South Pioneer Way. We are a proud supporter of Columbia Basin Athletics.
We believe in home and all the magical things that come with it. We believe in living rooms with forts made from sofa cushions and blankets. We believe in the man cave, the woman cave, and finally, we believe that our calling in life is to find the home that's perfect for you. Coldwell Banker, fulfilling dreams for over 100 years.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a student at Warden High School who is helping to keep the shelves stocked at the Warden Food Bank as a part of her senior project. Reporter Jeff Chu has that story.
The shelves at Warden Food Bank are pretty bare these days. That's why Warden High School senior Anissa Gonzalez wants to help. For her senior project, Anissa organized a food drive in Warden to help replenish supplies at the food bank.
I wrote my senior paper on hunger in America, and I know our food bank, it's been very low, so your paper has to relate to the project that you're doing, so I decided to do a food drive to help our community.
Anissa's effort is part of the Wilbur Ellis annual food drive this week in Warden. The company with offices in Warden, Moses Lake, and Quincy is a major distributor of agricultural products and animal feeds. The company conducts an annual food drive contest at Warden Elementary School, and Anissa, for her part, distributed 22 food collection boxes in classrooms around the school last week. She also placed food drive boxes around Warden.
The way I'm doing it, it's around Thanksgiving, so that's when our food drive, the food bank is really low. So the food that we have here, the lady at the food bank, she wanted to make Thanksgiving bags.
Anissa said she is hoping for the best from her project.
I hope that the food bank will be full, and I hope that people realize, and the people of our community, that we need to help them out because they don't get as much funds as we want them to. We just want everyone to come together as a community and help the food bank.
Scott West, Warden Elementary School principal, said the school is happy to assist Anissa.
Elementary school is going to be involved working and supporting Anissa with her high school senior project. It's been a process where she and we met several times prior to this week, and we developed a plan for a food drive to take place through Wilbur Ellis, but also to take place within our school. She spoke to our school staff at a recent staff meeting, and she gave some details and the kind of the procedures of what the food drive will be looking like.
The food drive will benefit families with children at the school.
We have a community within our Warden community that comes from high poverty, low income households. So this will be able to drastically affect several of our families.
Anissa said through her efforts, she has learned that there is a great amount of poverty in Warden. Warden Food Pantry Coordinator Marion Marr agrees, saying she has seen the need grow at the food bank over the past 4 years.
When I first started working in the food bank, we only had around 100 or 125 families that would come in over the course of a year, and so we've more than doubled that.
She elaborated on the need for food in Warden.
We do have a large Hispanic Latino population because of the agricultural work, and typically they tend to have a little bit larger families, so there's definitely a need.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeff. And we'll be right back after this.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Are your kids rough on your furniture? Things looking a little run down? Then come to More Furniture in Ephrata and we can help get things back in order. We have all the top name brands made with strong quality support, including Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, because whatever you do in bed, Sealy supports it. The next time your furniture is in need of some replacing, stop into More Furniture in Ephrata, locally owned and trusted for over 100 years.
Welcome back. Ephrata residents will get a chance to dispose of the leaves in their yards next week. The city's annual fall leaf pickup starts next week as crews from Consolidated Disposal pass through each section of the city at least once after 7:30 a.m. Cleanup starts with the northeast section of the city on Monday, November 17th, and then on to the southeast section on Tuesday, November 18th. The services in Grandview and the northwest section on Wednesday, November 19th, and then onto the Swanson's Addition, Orchard View, and the southwest section on Thursday, November 20th. Leaves need to be bagged securely and placed on the curb. City officials ask people to only put leaves in the bags. People can also bring their bags of leaves to the city shop located on A Street Southeast until November 26th. In Northwest news, opponents of the gun background check initiative say they will bring their firearms to Olympia next month. They say they want to test their understanding of Initiative 594, which was approved by voters and is scheduled to take effect December 4th. The Seattle Times reports opponents of I-594 believe it is so strict it would criminalize law-abiding gun owners who hand each other firearms, like they might do at a gun safety course. They are going to test the measure on December 13th at the state capitol by bringing their firearms to Olympia and handing them to each other. I-594 will expand background checks to all sales and transfers. Dan Newhouse says he will be the next congressman representing Washington's 4th District. The former head of Washington's Department of Agriculture released a statement indicating he was preparing to step into the seat of Representative Doc Hastings is preparing to leave. Hastings announced his retirement earlier in the year. Newhouse is presently leading the race by more than 2,500 votes, roughly a week after the election. He has 50.87% of the votes compared to Clint Didier, who received 49.15%. Didier has not yet made a public statement about the results. An anonymous well-wisher dressed in full Army uniform saluted veterans from an overpass in Utah. Alex Cabrero has the story.
We've always been told if you see something unusual, say something, and many of you did, about a man standing over I-15 in Lehigh this morning in full-dress military uniform, American flag and all, but we don't know this man's story, and he wants to keep it that way.
I don't want anybody to know who I am if I can help it.
At a time when so many people want attention, this man wanted nothing.
I'm not here to make any big, grand statements for anybody. I'm just enjoying the day.
You have to smile at him, standing there, saluting, making sure people remember Veterans Day, about the sacrifice so many of our country's bravest heroes performed.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to a lot of people. I had a guy stop, an older gentleman here, he was all crying already, got out of his car and shook my hand. About made me all tear up.
Lots of people stopped to talk to him, shake his hand and say thank you. And yes, more reporters like myself wanted to hear his story.
No.
Sure?
No, I'm good, thanks though, I appreciate it.
Our mystery man doesn't want recognition. And you know what? That's okay, because he's representing all those who fought and died for our country. The nameless, faceless heroes we all know exist, but don't necessarily know who they are. Just like him.
And that's going to do it for us here at I-501 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.